Hello viewers, how are you doing? And I hope you are doing very well and soaring higher in all your endeavors. So today on your program, The Platform, we're going to treat the topic, a mission-driven life. A mission-driven life. And I have my guest gorgeously seated here with me in the studio. And she will be introducing herself shortly after this break. We will be right back. Don't go away. You're welcome back from that short break. And remember, before going on that short break, I told you that the topic of discuss for today is a mission-driven life. A mission-driven life. And I have my guest in the studio gorgeously seated. So I'll be handing it over to her right now to introduce herself. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Can you please introduce yourself to our people out there?
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Habeebat Adeniyi. I'm a mortgage broker with Dominion Lending Center under the Mainstream Mortgages Brokerage. I have been in the industries for over 5 years now.
Really?
Yeah, and it has been thick and thin. But with God has been so helpful, to be honest with you. Back in Nigeria, I have my degree in business administration, and I have a diploma in business system analysis here in Winnipeg from University of Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. I've helped numerous families to get their being starter home or their dream homes. It has been amazing over the years, but I want to see as many as possible people to fulfill their dreams here in Canada. Yes.
Okay, all right. All right. Thank you for giving us that background. Mm-hmm. Okay, so from what you said you did business administration, am I correct?
Yes.
All right, so change is unavoidable. So can you please share with us what's the most significant changes that you've gone through that have affected your life as a person?
That's a huge one. You know, I'm going to put it into 3 categories.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm going to do in the aspect of moving from Nigeria to here, and I'm going to talk about my career, and I want to talk about a bit of my faith.
Okay.
So looking at coming down to Canada, it's amazing. But I want to just give a shout out to my a family friend that actually signed for us. His name is Mr. Remy Bumbata.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say thank you, So with him, he really helped us with the transitioning and moving here. It makes it way more easy for us.
So before the transitioning or moving, what's formed that decision to come to Canada?
Actually, it was basically from him. He was already here, and he has the opportunity to bring in friends and family over here. So he just reached out to us and said, okay, do you want to come? And yes, we just jump into it. There's always a moment of change.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And we're always looking for a greener pasture, and you want something different. So we just jump into it. When we came in here, it was amazing. Wow. But sometimes you look at it from the climate back in Nigeria and to what you
found yourself.
Thank you. You're just like, what am I doing here?
Two different ends.
Exactly. But we're able to pull through. Every immigrant has his own thing.
Sure.
I could remember one time I was going to catch my bus, and it was slippery.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's a welcome to Winnipeg.
Dear. Absolutely.
So I just fell.
You fell.
And nobody was there to say sorry.
Yeah, I had that experience. Just picked myself up.
Exactly. I just picked myself and I said, there is nobody here.
Nobody.
Unfortunately, my bus was just going like that. And I had to wait for another minute, But other than that, it has been amazing.
Great.
So looking at my career from being a business administration and to business system analyst and now a mortgage specialist, it's huge. But with the help of God, there is nothing you cannot do.
So how did you find yourself in being a mortgage analyst?
A mortgage broker, you mean?
A mortgage brokerage.
Oh my goodness, okay. I love anything to do with a house.
Okay.
The other part of me, of Habeebat, that people doesn't know is I'm a handy woman.
Beautiful.
So, but I love anything to do with the house. So there was a time around 2013, we got our first house that time, and the seller's rater happens to be an Indian guy.
Oh, yeah.
And we were able to sell him across Nigerian community during 2013.
Okay.
So we really found an interest in him because he was there to help us through, even though he happens to be the seller's rater, but he put us through. So looking at that, he helped us, and we helped him as well. So the one day he just came to me and said, Habeebat, do you want to be a mortgage broker? His name is Zoni Jazal. A shout out to Zoni Jazal and Millie Jazal. He just said, Habeebat, do you want to be a mortgage broker? And I was like, really? I don't know anything about it. I'm not. So he said, I know, I trust you, you can do it. So that was how I started in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and the other one is looking at my faith. That is a huge change.
Huge.
There is a scripture that says, I think it should be in the book of Psalm 62, if I'm right. It's 62 verse 1. It says, truly, I found rest in God. And my salvation comes from Him. So one thing about it is, it's not about a man that gives salvation. It's the Holy Spirit that ministered to you and said, is it the time? And when the time is right, you just be like, there's something missing in me. So it happens to be a huge one, and trust me, I've been loving it. And so that's basically the change.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So, what attracted you to mortgage? I think you said that, right? Jazal did that.
Yeah, Jazal Sony.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you found yourself in it, how has it been so far?
Oh, it has been amazing. You know, one thing about it is helping people goes a long way. If you have it at the back of your mind that I'm not working for the money, I'm not working for my pocket, I'm working to just help people out. The word appraiser or the word approval in mortgage goes a long way, because by the time you give them the approval, you believe in that, yes, I have my house.
Yeah.
So those are the things that when you see people happy, it goes a long way.
Yeah. So did you have a mentor or someone who guided you as you entered? So was there someone, guiding you step by step, leading you all the way through?
So, one thing I see about this job is most of it is hands-on. I have a couple of my senior brokers that really helped me during the journey. And anytime I have a file that I don't have anything or know anything about, they usually just help me out. So I put it through to them in order for them to help me. But it's basically hands-on. You have to work on the file in order for you to learn.
To learn and understand.
There are a couple of trainings from different lenders that we use, because we use over 40 different lenders.
Okay.
So that training helps us a lot in navigating our way into the industry.
So, however, majority of it is hands-on.
Yeah.
You had to learn by yourself.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
So,
during that time. But now...
During
that time.
Has anything changed before?
Yeah.
From that time and now?
Now, so if you see yourself as a newbie in the industry, then your brokerage will help you in the first 5 deals.
Okay.
So they will support you. They'll have their cut, they'll have their shares, but they will support you all through for your 5 deals. So that on your next deal, the 6th one, you have the confidence of working on it by yourself.
Okay.
But then it's not like... But they still help, but it's not like now that we have...
Like it is now.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you summarize the term mortgage for a lay person, and what are the major requirements for mortgage approval? Okay, maybe we should do it in 2 parts.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the first part. How would you summarize the term mortgage to a lay person like me?
Okay. All right. Mortgage typically is just a loan.
A loan.
Because you don't have... For example, a 300,000 mortgage. I don't know whether you have it in your bank account, do you? So you want to get a loan from a lender because you don't have it. So a mortgage is typically a loan.
A loan for
mortgage, for a house.
For a house. A loan to buy a house.
A loan to buy a house.
Okay, all right. So the flip side is now, what are the major requirements for mortgage approval?
So when you want to see an approval, there are a couple of things. And I usually tell my client, there is no application that is the same, right? What you have is different from what I have, even though we are working on the same company, right? They want to see your employment, your letter of employment. They want to see your credit history, right? They want to see your down payment. Do you actually have those things before we can consider you that, oh, yes, I want to get an approval for a mortgage? So there are some criteria. Your what is it called? Letter of employment, the 2 recent pay stubs. Lender wants to loan you money. At the same time, they want to see how you're going to pay back those loans.
Okay, so those documents that you mentioned now, they are the documents that would tell or inform my lender that I have the capacity, is it?
So, yes. There's something we call a pre-approval. A pre-approval is just basically what your income says.
Okay.
By the time you have your letter of employment, you check your credit score, we check everything, you review your document, and there's something called pre-approval now tells you, oh, you're worth a mortgage of $350,000 because your income says so. Okay. That is the amount your income can shoulder. So you wouldn't want your income to be maybe household income of 100,000, right? Then you should be looking at the average of maybe between 450, 500. It depends. What are your liabilities that you bring it into the table as well? So all those things matters. Sometimes I just be like, car loan before a mortgage. It's a no-go area. It's a no-go area. Yeah. So things like that, your liability and your asset, what does it make up to? And that is why we're going to get the pre-approval form. Okay, so that pre-approval just shows one's worth at that point before getting the mortgage. Right. Okay, so after getting a mortgage, I have a pre-approval. Now, to get a mortgage, I still need that approval. Or is it the same pre-approval that will work for the mortgage? No, pre-approval is different. Pre-approval just makes you to know that, okay, when I'm working with a rater, I can shoulder a mortgage of $350. Okay. It gives your rater even the level of where can you go. Okay. You don't want your rater to be like looking for a house of 500,000, whereas you can only qualify for 350. So it's just a guide. It's not an approval. It's not an approval. So by the time you have your pre-approval and later you see a property that you like, then you can put an offer. Okay. By the time you put an offer into it, if they accept your offer, they will now take both your offer and your income. We send it to the lender, then we can to get a loan. Okay, and then the loan will now be just to buy the house, which is the mortgage. Yes. Now, right? Okay, thank you very much for that. I have to ask the question so that you can, explain more to us laymen and to our audience out there. All right, so looking at the current state of the economy, what can you say about the property market and what guidance will you offer to individuals who are still considering applying for a mortgage? Lately, you see that Bank of Canada is just dropping interest rate like this. Yes. And the last one, the court one they did, it was a few months ago. And people saw 3.75. And it's so funny because some of my clients was actually waiting for the 3.75. Right. But the thing about it is it's a overnight bank rate. That is between bank to bank, not with the outsider, right? But people doesn't really understand. Then the only thing they want to see is, oh, I have my 3.75 because Bank of Canada just dropped it. Another rate cut is coming down in December. But you see, the thing about it is just that, I personally sometimes said the more interest rate comes down, the higher the prices of the houses. So there is this, to me, I'm like, I can get my mortgage when the interest rate is high and my property value goes low. I can do a 3 years term, and by the time the interest rate comes down,
The
then
value goes up.
yeah, exactly. So, but people are just all about the rate only.
You know, I think it's just a normal mindset. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
You know, we just want like, okay, 3 points of, let's go for it
Let's
now.
go for it. So it's different. It's not like that. So I personally would let you advise that why not go in, forget about the rate. Rate is just how you're going to pay back your loan.
Your loan.
Definitely you're going to pay your principal and interest. I would tell you a story. I have a client and he called me and said, nothing goes to my principal. I said, yes, I know. For a year, they've already paid $24,000 to their interest.
Well,
And because $300,000 just go into the principal, he says that there's nothing. But I said that is the effect of your interest rate. Unfortunately, because you are on a higher interest rate, that is what you will get. But at the same time, the worth of your house
value
now, it has even
increased.
so you're gaining somewhere. You can't do gain or win thing. It's going to be 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50.
You know.
So basically, there's a balance somewhere. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So as an expert, can you please tell us about some red flags in the financing world that people should be aware of?
Huh.
Are there red flags at all?
Oh my goodness, huge.
Wow.
There's something we called anti-money laundering.
Oh no.
AML.
Yeah.
I will you know, we Nigerians or some African communities, I know that the Filipinos does that too. It's called contribution. You know our ajo.
Ajo, yeah.
Filipino call it
Thrift.
paluagan. It's actually a pyramid scheme. It's prohibited.
Really?
Yes, it's illegal because you cannot prove the source of that ajo.
How?
A payment comes into your a bank statement every month. How are you going to prove it? What is the source of that $500 that comes? 10 of you are doing a contribution monthly, and $500 come into it. At the end of the day, you have like 5,000. Can you prove the 5,000?
It's ajo.
It's ajo. In financial world, we don't know ajo. That's why they call it a pyramid scheme.
So do you mean that one can't use that?
Because you can't prove the source.
Wow.
So, but by the time I have a client that I'd rather tell them, sit with me and I'll tell you how to go about it. Because it's all about planning. Mortgage is not something that you want to buy now because my friend just bought a house and I have to buy now. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to plan. Oh, I have a job contribution. Plan towards that before you can now say, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. So anti-money laundering, people want to see, the government want to see that,
The inflow and the outflow.
Exactly. What comes into your account is what matters. That is one of the things that we have to be careful of.
Okay.
And another thing is, unfortunately, we are seeing so much of our community going into foreclosures. And what does that mean?
What is foreclosure? Yeah.
All right, then. I'm going deep, eh?
For a layman like us.
So foreclosure is you get a loan from a lender, right? And you're unable to pay back your loan.
Okay.
So technically, your house stands as a collateral for that loan.
Okay.
Bank can take back that house from you.
And then give it the change.
They won't even give you which change. Where did you see change now? Unfortunately, you will lose your down payment. You lose the money that you've already paid into it.
You lose the house.
You lose the house.
So after
because you're unable to pay.
So let's say there is foreclosure and the bank sells the house and they take away whatever the lender is owing, the balance.
The buyer.
They should be able to, the buyer, they should be able to give the balance, at least something we should still be remaining to give the...
No, it remaining care. When you did not... when you did not even have the money to pay for which one is remaining?
Maybe it's just the only mistake that is owing. Why would they take everything from?
No.
Now I'm just trying. I'm trying to say how we can break this down to pieces so that we can understand. People can understand what this is all about. So even after foreclosure, a bank takes the house from the owner or the buyer, and after they sell the house, take away all their whatever, dot their I's and cross their T's and does everything. There's nothing they will give the buyer.
There is nothing because they've given you a time frame to make payment, isn't it? And there's something we call commitment. You have a commitment with them already that,
You sign a document.
You sign a document. Personally, and my family, whatever, husband and wife on this mortgage, we're going to be paying you certain amount plus interest every month. 1, you default. 2, you're unable to pay. So where do you think...
Okay, so how long will it take for foreclosure to happen? A year, 2, 3?
I don't think it's up to that. By the time you misses, I'm not 100% sure of that. By the time you misses your payment for some certain time.
Like how many, roughly?
Probably, I'm not, maybe 2, it can be 2, 3 because you can defer.
Okay.
Right? By the time, let's say 3 months, maybe.
Months? Not even years?
Not even years. Because you're unable to pay them. They want their money in every bi-weekly or monthly.
So if a buyer missed their payment for 2, 3 months, how come the bank will now take the house?
Because this is another thing.
And then they take the house and they take everything and the buyer doesn't even get any just because the buyer missed the payment for 2, 3 months.
So this is the thing. You're doing a job like that contribution. And this is just a layman. And you notice that the person that needs to pay you did not pay you. You didn't pay first month, second month, third month. What will you do? It's a red flag already.
Okay.
That this person, I'm not sure whether this is going to continue. So do you want to sit down and say, yes, because you misses 3 or you misses 3 contribution, I should still embrace you?
Wow. Okay, so I think we have to go on a short break, and after we're back from the short break, we will continue. Don't go away, stay right there.
Christmas is in the air! Where will you be this holiday season? Join us for a magical evening of music and joy at Tidings and Tinsel 2024. A Christmas concert by Jezrite. Experience the spirit of Christmas like never before on the 7th of December 2024 at 2070 Doggett Road, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Host Jezrite. We have special performances from Ayo Sings, Victoria Shegun, D+, Peter Adejo, Shayo Maja, and Anuolin, ready to fill the air with classic carols, joyful melodies, and heartwarming performances. Bring your friends and family to enjoy an evening of laughter, love, and music. There are lots of prizes to be won, supported by Arabelle Bakery, powered by Gotsigen.
Need a mortgage? Do not delay. Call Habeebat Adeniyi today. Whether you're a first-time buyer looking to consolidate debt, refinance, or need commercial mortgage consultation, we've got the best packages for you at Dominion London Mainstream Mortgages. Call 204-391-5462 or visit habeebatalimsin.ca. You can also email adeniyi@dominionlending.ca. For all your mortgage financing needs, we're here to help you advance.
This Christmas, get ready for an unforgettable celebration of music, faith, and joy. It's Christmas with Boomy Praise, a night of the choirs, a dazzling evening of heartwarming carols and soul-stirring ministrations. lineup of choirs: Truth in Sound, RCCG Peace House Choir, Dominion Voices, and the host team, The Exclusive. Other artists are Queen Bolaji, Anne Rolene, Kenneth Odomiso, and Testimony and the Annan team. Join us as we bring the true spirit of Christmas to life, from timeless Christmas classics to original songs. This night will lift your heart and fill your soul with joy. It's more than a concert. It's a celebration of community, worship, and the magic of the season. Bring your family, bring your friends, and let's lift our voices together. Date: Saturday, 14th of December 2024. Venue: 1308 Chevier Boulevard, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Door opens at 4:30 p.m. It's Christmas with boomy praise, an unforgettable holiday experience that will leave you singing all season long. Get ready for this experience and let's make this Christmas one to remember.
You're welcome back from that short break. We've been discussing a mission-driven life on today's episode of your program, The Platform, with Habeebat Adeniyi. However, before going on that short break, we were talking about foreclosure. And I was like, do you mean once the buyer defaults, 2-3 months, the bank takes the house away from them? So what's now the fate of the buyer?
So the thing I want people to know is that the first thing is the house you bought, it's not even your own. Because it's actually a loan.
When I see people doing housewarming, Lori, can they?
Yes, it's a loan. It's not, you can compare it back in Nigeria that we just buy land, we build, and that's it.
And then we do housewarming ceremony.
And we do housewarming ceremony, but it's quite different here.
Wow, really?
So it's actually you're doing a house warming, or what did you call it? On a loan. Yes.
So, oh wow. Oh, really?
So looking at foreclosure.
Foreclosure, yeah.
So it's, another thing is don't do above your budget. I usually tell my clients by the time I have a free consultation with them, and I do tell them, if one income can shoulder the loan, mortgage, it's okay.
Okay.
I like vacation. The other one, you can use it for vacation or something else, or do another planning, or buy a rental property. Kind of like that. You have to plan in order for you not to be on that foreclosure list. Trust me, it's basically planning.
Planning. So foreclosure is real.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real, and unfortunately, we are seeing our people on that list. And that is why if anybody wants to get a mortgage and I happens to be the broker in charge, I usually advise them to the best and said, if you can, are you comfortable paying this mortgage? If yes, then that's fine. You look at your income and see that yet you actually have your principal and interest, like monthly, you're good.
Okay, all right. So as a person of color and immigrant, what unique perspective or strength do you think you bring to mortgage advising?
Like I said earlier, I advise people not based on my pocket, but I advise them based on what I review. Right? I can push you into something that I know that I can. Maybe I will tell you, oh, you can qualify for 500, whereas you can only qualify for 400. So I help you all through the journey, from the start to the finish.
Okay.
You know, because two things I usually tell them. I said, it's either you curse me or you praise me. I have a name to protect.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to be in this field or in this profession all because of just little, and I'm like, people will start condemning, oh, she's not giving us the best service. I want to give my best service. I want to let you know that, yes, I can help you from the beginning to the end. Because why? you refer as many people to me, I'll tell you, one person can bring 20.
Absolutely, yes.
So because of what you did for the one person. So that is what I always offer. And I like confidentiality. Within our community, I try as much as possible to protect my client. You won't see me telling others about, oh, this is what he's making or she's making. No, that's not professional enough.
Confidentiality is very important.
It's very important. Integrity, yes.
That's key.
And I'll give you the best.
And you always require the duty of disclosure from your clients, right? And vice versa.
Yes, yes. So there's a form that we usually fill and I send it to them for signing. That definitely there's something we call Manitoba Disclosure Statement. Whatever stays with me, stays with me.
There.
You can come, even if I notice that she or they are your siblings or relative, I won't tell you. Someone saw me and said, oh, you're helping my sister. I said, I know the name, but I said, I don't think I remember. Because they can tell you fine that they're working with Habeebat, but I won't start going about and said, oh, I'm working with. So I have to be descriptive in everything I do with my client.
Thank you very much. So, as a successful immigrant in the financial industry, what advice will you give to other immigrants or newcomers who are just starting out?
You know, thank you for that. I remember when we first came in here, tell me, I did as many jobs as... When I first started, it was so funny. I started as a support staff. And later I had to go to Winnipeg School Division Education Assistant. And during there, I had to be the lunch program and a crossing guard. You know what? Now I can see that the people are giving out good information. And that is what we need. Then they just like, it's only support and that's it. But coming here, whatever your passion is, whatever you're bringing down from where you're coming from, please go through.
Yes.
Irrespective of anything, irrespective of the barriers, but the only thing you have to do is, are you ready?
Ready.
You ask yourself, are you actually ready for it? If you're ready for it, trust me, you can go as high as you wanted it.
But I think at times it might be that, when an immigrant is landing, if you don't land in the hand of good people in court, that might actually affect the integration of other immigrants. So how do you see that? Because I've actually seen that. I saw that trajectory. Like when people are coming in, if they come into somebody doing, that person will not be able to give them an advice to do something better than what they are doing.
Yes, you're very right. Because I have a couple of co-brokers. They came to me and said they want to be a mortgage broker. In fact, every of my materials, I had to give it to them. I will flash back to a program in church. And I think it was, because it just stays in my memory, Pastor Bauer came to church one time. And he said, all of us should raise up our hands up to the air. And guess what happened? Nobody touches each other. It's now left for you, how do you want to push through? So determination too helps. I've seen some people that, the person that signed for them, at the end of the day, there's one thing or the other that it can, but who are you and what you want to do, or where do you see yourself? Yes, you should not go be over the boundaries of those who signed for you or something like that. But at the same time...
But I think at times, another thing that I could see when an immigrant comes in is that whoever is trying to help has this mindset that they don't want this person that has just come in to go above them.
I know,
I think it's in our community.
It's in our community, yes. But it's not fair.
It is not fair.
Just let them be, just let them be who they want to be.
Okay. All right, maybe we should actually have a mentorship session with immigrants?
Oh, I
And
would
then we
love.
have you on
I
board.
would love to.
All right, okay. So we have that. We'll talk about that after this. Okay, so how do you balance work, faith, and personal life? I know you like to travel. So what practices what practices help you stay grounded? Okay, forget that I said that.
Oh yes, I do. I do love to travel.
Ah, I got you.
And seriously, I'd love to travel. And most of my trips, it's actually maybe when Apostle Selma is here.
I know, right?
You know, all those Christians
I was
trip.
looking at you, you know. let me
Oh,
just-
you know, I love it.
I know.
And I try as much as possible to balance everything.
So how do you balance?
Oh my goodness, you woman. You know, sometimes you don't want to put each other on top of each
them,
other.
yeah.
You have to respect your personal life. You have to respect your career. Like Sundays, I stop working on Sundays.
Of course, should not be working. God
Because-
rested on the 7th. So
I
why
know.
should it be working?
You know what? When I was a newbie on my,
Okay.
I'm like here and there like a chicken, right? Sunday evening, I'm out.
You are off.
Right? But it got to a point and I said, no, I have to balance the three. But with the help of God, God has been so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has been so helpful. So I tried as much as possible. Okay, this is for this and that is for that. And
Apparently, we can't actually do anything. We can't do anything without God.
I know, but with God,
All things are actually possible.
yes.
And we thank God. So as you look to the future, what goals or dreams do you have for your career, faith, and community?
See, you've already invited me to be your.
You have to be there, December 14.
See, I have to be there. And tingles and.
Tidings and things.
Thank you.
We
See,
have to be there
my
also.
Ibadan girl. I don't know how to pronounce
As
it
we
very
are
well.
moving from 7, we are going to 14.
Exactly. So, you know what? In life, when it comes to the future, I think I have a scripture that says, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's in the book of Proverbs, maybe Proverbs 4:18 thereabout. It said the path of the righteous
Shining brighter.
shining brighter, and you know, and I just put everything in God's hand, and you know, God knows the end
From the beginning.
from the beginning, and I just put everything because I just want Him to just take the lead. I don't know where I am today can only be God. Where I'm going, it can only it's still God.
Yeah.
And in everything about my tomorrow, you know, I just laid the cross and said, God, just take the lead. So where would Habiba be in the next 1-2 years? I just said, take me. I'm available.
Jesus, take the lead.
Yeah, just take the lead. And that's it. And enjoy His moment. Enjoy His presence in your life. And everything goes.
Beautifully well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. It's
Thank
been so
you.
wonderful having you. So do you have something to share with our people out there? Maybe a word of encouragement.
You know, one thing is this, is just always do good and try as much as possible to help when need be. Whatever you sow will come back to you.
Definitely.
So why not just, let's leave everything to God's hand. And it's Christmas, eh?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
We're
looking
ready.
forward to the Christmas
Okay, you
because
said,
Yeah.
whatever you sow, you reap. Can you just
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that?
so if you throw out good to people, you
You get
receive
it
it.
back.
So whatever you do out there, trust me, it will come
It
back,
comes
to,
back
you,
to you.
either good or bad. So just let it be.
And so what are your plans for Christmas?
Oh, I have my parents coming over for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be a full house for me, and I'm looking forward to that.
Any decor already?
Not yet. I still have to put my Christmas tree on. I'm still looking.
All right. Thank you so much. We are so happy for having you today on
Thank
the
you.
program, the platform.
Thank
and we
you.
hope next time when we call upon you, also answer
Oh,
us.
sure, I will.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, viewers. We will be right back. What an inspiring discussion we've had today. As we conclude, it's clear that our guest story is a testament to the grace of God and the power of perseverance. Her journey into the world of finance as a mortgage advisor shows how faith, determination, and hard work can turn challenges into stepping stones for success. To all newcomers watching, let this story encourage you. The path may not always be easy, but with God's guidance and a commitment to learning and growth, you can achieve incredible things. Your experiences, skills, and resilience are valuable assets in any career you choose to pursue. Remember, God's plan for you are to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. So step boldly into your calling, whether in finance, business, or in any other field, knowing well that you are equipped for greatness. Thank you for joining us today. May God bless you, guide you, and establish the work of your hands. Till we come your way again at STL Global Missions, we inspire and transform the world with love.